Welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we're going to dive right into a fascinating medical mystery that might literally be right at your feet. Today, we're uncovering the truth about thick yellow nails and decoding what your toes are actually trying to tell you about your overall health. I know it sounds like a totally minor detail, but you'd be shocked at how much these tiny structures can reveal about the complex systems running inside your body.
So I want you to do something for me right now. If you're in a place where you can, just take a quick peek down at your toes. Are they getting a bit thicker? Maybe yellower than they used to be? Are they suddenly brittle, kind of hard to cut, or even starting to curl? Listen, if you're seeing these changes, do not ignore them. They're actually vital clues left at the crime scene of your health. Your toenails don't just change overnight for no reason. They change for a very specific reason, and figuring out what that is the first step to healthier nails and honestly a healthier you.
You know, it's super easy to fall into a common trap here. A lot of us just assume these changes are an inevitable part of getting older, or we instantly think, oh, it's just a toenail fungus, no big deal. But the reality is way more complex. These changes are actually vital clues to systemic changes happening deep inside your body. Because of this common myth, people will literally spend years treating a fungus they don't even have, while the real root cause continues to fly completely under the radar.
All right, moving into Section 1, the hidden suspects. What's really going on down there?
What's really fascinating here is the sheer variety of culprits. Yes, fungal infections are absolutely on the list. Thick, yellow, distorted nails for sure can be fungus. But look at all these other factors. You might just be dealing with the aftermath of cramming your feet into tight shoes for years. Simple, repeated trauma to the toe can gradually thicken and deform those nails over time. And then we have the systemic issues, reduced circulation, underlying blood sugar problems, or even inflammation and skin conditions like psoriasis. The stuff happening inside your body often shows up at the very ends of your toes.
Let's look at Section 2, outside in, healing your foot environment.
Creating a healthier foot environment starts with a really good soaking routine. Step 1, you're going to soak your feet in comfortably warm water for about 10 to 15 minutes. This is crucial because it softens up those stubborn, thick nails, making them way easier and safer to trim. But Step 3 is where most people completely mess up. You have to dry your feet extremely well, especially right in between the toes. Why? Because excessive moisture is basically a 5-star resort for fungal organisms. If you skip drying them thoroughly, you're rolling out the red carpet for an infection.
Now, for those of you who lean towards natural remedies, you might be looking at essential oils. And lab studies do suggest that oils like oregano and tea tree have natural antifungal properties. But here is the absolute most important thing to remember: dilution. These oils are incredibly potent. You must be extremely careful to dilute them before putting them anywhere near your skin. The safe move is mixing just 2 to 3 drops of the essential oil with a full teaspoon of a carrier oil, like coconut, olive, or castor oil. Skip this step and you seriously risk irritating your skin.
And speaking of that outside environment, here's something we almost never think about: our shoes. Your favorite pair of damp shoes might actually be making this whole problem worse every single day. Sweaty feet and moist socks create a total haven for fungus. So you need to rotate your shoes daily and let them dry out completely between uses. Wear clean, moisture-wicking socks. And hey, if your feet sweat a lot, swap those socks out halfway through the day. Finally, check the fit. You absolutely need a wide toe box in your footwear because, like we talked about earlier, years of constant pressure will literally deform your nails.
Okay, shifting gears to Section 3, inside out, because circulation and nutrition really do matter. See, healthy nails don't just start at the nail bed. They start within a healthy body. In fact, wherever you're sitting or standing right now, just wiggle your toes and pump your ankles for a second. Come on, do it with me. Why are we doing this? Because healthy nails depend entirely on good blood flow to carry oxygen and essential nutrients all the way down to that nail bed. If the blood isn't getting there, the nails simply can't thrive.
And that is exactly why daily movement is a non-negotiable. As we get older, we tend to slow down a bit, and our circulation just naturally becomes less efficient. Building these daily habits for better blood flow is an absolute game changer. Walking every day, actively pumping your ankles, wiggling those toes, gently stretching your feet, maybe even giving them a quick massage for a few minutes each evening. These aren't just spa treatments, guys. These are functional habits that force that nutrient-rich blood down to your extremities to support healthier tissue.
And speaking of nutrients, what exactly is that blood delivering? Well, your nails are primarily made from protein, and they completely depend on a nutrient-rich diet to grow right. We're talking building blocks like zinc, iron, biotin, and a whole spectrum of essential vitamins and minerals. You can try all the topical treatments in the world, but if your body is missing these internal building blocks, your nails just cannot rebuild themselves properly.
Now, here's a vital connection to a systemic issue so many people deal with: blood sugar. If your blood sugar stays elevated over long periods, it severely handicaps your body's ability to maintain healthy skin and nails. But even scarier, it actually increases your risk for fungal infections in the first place. This right here is the perfect example of how a thick, yellow toenail might actually be waving a huge red flag about your metabolic health.
Which brings us to our final section: when to stop guessing and see a doctor.
Because toenails grow incredibly slowly, staying consistent with your healthy habits is key. But let's be real, not every thick yellow nail is an easy at-home fix. Persistent changes need a proper diagnosis, not endless guesswork. So, watch out for these red flags. If your nail suddenly turns really dark, if it hurts, if it rapidly changes shape, or if it physically starts lifting off the nail bed. And please, if you already have diabetes, known circulation problems, or a weakened immune system, do not play doctor at home. You need to get it evaluated by your healthcare provider promptly. Proper treatment always starts with knowing the real cause.
To wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a really powerful thought from our source material today. Don't just cover them up. Listen to what they're trying to tell you. Your toenails might seem like this totally insignificant part of your body, but they are giving you some of the earliest, most honest clues about your overall health. Making small, consistent changes today, whether that's swapping your shoes, doing a proper foot soak, or just moving your ankles more, can absolutely lead to healthier feet tomorrow. So I'll leave you with this question. Instead of just painting over the problem, what are your body's smallest details trying to tell you today? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.